right. I hit the fancy dancy little button that says start and stop for a timer. So I think we're good. Hello, everybody. Hi. Morgan, hi. Morgan here. Hi. From No Internal Monologue, where I talk about whatever I want. Don't know when to shut the hell up whatsoever. Hope you're all doing finer than frog here today. So you may have noticed this is a little bit more different of a setup than I usually do. Upgrades, right? People, upgrades. It's not mine though. I wish it was. I wish I could like take inspiration and just kind of insert it into my own humble abode, but obviously that can't happen at the moment for various reasons, and I'll get into that. But I wanted to give a quick shout out to Logan Schultz, the CEO of Upload Media Group, for allowing me to kind of invade their space a little bit and record another podcast episode for the first time in what seems like, oh God, like 8 months. That's fucking crazy. Very, very crazy. But again, I'll get into why. But this is so cool. I'm kind of like geeking out a little bit. I was just telling him, like, I'm like geeking out about all the gear and the setup and how there's actually like a little monitor over here so I could see like where the camera's going and like how that's going. So that's cool as well. I'm geeking out. Okay. Anyways, I'm excited. But this is going to be a little bit more prolonged of a catch up of the week because I've got like 8 months of shit to catch you up on. So, bear with me. Also, before we start, peep a little, Cindy Lou Who little hairstyle here. I've been trying to branch out and do different styles. I realize with my little, outfit and whatnot that I kind of look like a 5-year-old, but it's okay because fuck it. It works. You know, like I'm 25 years old. You only live once, people. YOLO, you know, we'll bring that back. We'll bring that phrase back. But first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. I dyed my hair. No, I'm totally kidding. I will sit up a little bit though, because I'm pregnant. And I've like addressed that on like social media, but not really on here yet. So yeah, that's probably the biggest change so far. I am 7 months pregnant, and with my very first. If I want to be specific, like a lot of first time moms are, I am 28 weeks and 1 day. So that's fun. He's the size. We know that it's a boy. He's the size of a head of lettuce right now, and he likes to kick the shit out of me. So if I look down and I'm like, shit, that's probably why. He just likes to make his little guest appearance. Oh my God, it's his first podcast episode. Wow, didn't even think about that. How freaking sweet is that? Wow, like mother, like son. But that's the biggest change. And I will say, like, this little like jumpsuit thing, like, it's cute. I like it a lot. And it's really supporting me. These are like the Loloya ones that have kept popping up on my timeline a lot, because I used to get like a lot of like content creator, like business things that kept popping up on my feed. But then, you know, phones can hear us. So they're like, hey, we know you're pregnant. Here's some mom shit. I'm like, okay, sweet. So I got these ads for Loloya like jumpsuits, and it was so frequent on my page that my boyfriend Alex started seeing them. So we were just out and about, and he's just like, hey, like, I've seen these jumpsuits online. Like, have you heard of them? I was like, oh my God, they keep popping up in my feed all the time. I want to order one, honestly. And he's just like, well, just use my card and just order 2. What colors do you want? I was like, well, fuck a duck and call me Quackers Jr. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I cannot wait for this comfort. And oh my God, I've been living in these things. I've really been living in these things. They're super comfy, super stretchy. I think I got them around like, I don't know, like 23 or 24 weeks. And I've gained a little bit of weight since then in the midsection, if you know what I mean. So this has stretched along with me. It's super cozy and comfortable. I can design it or style it however I like. So that's cool too. So I don't have to feel like a sack potato pregnant person, but more like a cute little pregnant person. So that's cool. So if any of you are expecting out there, go check these out. They're very comfy. It's the Morgan from No Internal Monologue stamp of approval right there. But anyways, catch up of the week. You guys haven't seen me since October. Oh God, where do I even start? I got a new job. So that's cool. The last time I was talking to you guys and the last time I was talking to my interviewees, I think the last time I did have guests on the podcast was when I had Ian and Alkosh from Gold Revere on, which I'm still keeping up with their stuff. So check out episode 110 if you want to see that. It's a pretty freaking sweet episode if you ask me. Recorded back in July of last year. But I am now working a new job. I am no longer at the care center for, again, various different reasons. One, the pay increase, that was definitely one. I needed to make sure that I was making more money for the household because I put in my 2 weeks, and then like right after I put in my 2 weeks and I had my end date set, I took a test and it was positive. So I was like, shit, I really need to up my finances. So I ended up, this deal with the job actually worked out pretty well. So that's freaking sweet. So I am working now. I'm obviously not going to tell you where I work because, due to privacy reasons, I don't want to bring non-consenting people into this platform. But that's going well so far. I'm not working nearly as many days. I am getting paid better. I am actually working on somewhat of a Panama schedule. If people know what that is, then you know. So I just worked my short week, which I only went in for a 12-hour day, both Wednesday and Thursday. So now I get Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So that's cool. I just get to rest and be myself. So that's sweet. Let's see. But it's crazy because even in the last 4 months, there's just been updates after updates after updates. Because got a new job, ended up getting pregnant, and then my car took a shit, so that's cool. I just paid this car off last year, and then the engine was deciding to be like, hey, I'm too hot for this shit. It didn't really blow up, but it was about to. It started overheating on me, and I was like, no, I'm not driving around like this, especially when I'm a pregnant person. I don't want my car to blow up with me in it, that'd be kind of bad. So I got a new car, so that's fun. And I just found out today that I have put in an offer in on a house, and that offer as of today was accepted. So that's also pretty freaking cool. So I was thinking about this the other day, and I was just like, fuck, my life has changed so damn quick. It's kind of jarring. Obviously a good jarring, but jarring. I mean, 4 very important, very new aspects all in a course of 4 months, because all this started back in February, really. So, new job, baby, new car, new house. So that's cool. I've been on my adult shit. And that's super weird because again, I know that I'm 25 and I know that that's the average age where people really get into this kind of thing. But I didn't really, sometimes it doesn't click with me that I'm 25. Sometimes I still feel like I'm 16 and then I'm just paying taxes. I'm like, hey, what the fuck is this? Or I'll just be sitting there yeah, Mom, can you help me make this appointment? And I'm like, hey, actually, no, I'm 25. I'm going to be off of their insurance in November. So I'm like, huh? What? Huh? Pardon? It hasn't clicked with me yet that I'm actually an adult. until I actually do this adult shit. And I'm like, oh, I'm like full on 25. This is this is like an appropriate timeline or an average timeline for a 25-year-old, which obviously like not all timelines are going to be the same. And I acknowledge that. I recognize that. Funny enough, I honestly did not think I was going to be at this kind of timeline at 25. I kind of thought it was going to be more of like 27, 28, maybe even like 30 when all this was going to happen. And it's all coming like all the same time and like way sooner than I thought it was. So again, jarring, but cool. So those are some big updates. Let's see. Another big update around that time. I guess I could talk about Luna for a little bit. As some of you may know, I have 2 cats at home, Moscato and Noir, and I've had them for like fucking ever. But we got a puppy in the time that I was gone. Her name is Luna. She is a German short hair pointer, and she is, oh God, let's see, June. She's like 10 months old at this point, so she's still a puppy. And keep in mind, I've never had a dog before, ever. And I don't know jack shit about dogs. I don't know dick about shit when it comes to dogs and taking care of them. I've always been a cat person my entire life. So I was like, okay, like, let's see how this goes. Because like Alex has had like German short hair pointers and like dogs pretty much his whole life. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I trust you. Like, let's do this. That's also definitely an adjustment to get used to as well. Sorry, sweet tea break. But she's definitely a hyper one. She's hyper. Holy shit. So, when we first got her, you know, like little tiny, little itty bitty puppies, like 8 to 10 weeks old, like they're usually like pretty chill, pretty calm. Like they just stopped cooking, you know? So they're just like trying to get their bearings, trying to fucking like walk, see the world, whatever. And then as puppies do, tearing up furniture, tearing up toys, tearing up other things. And we've had to adjust to that, and it's been fun. I mean, it genuinely has been fun. I've just been trying to get used to it because I'm a very overstimulated bitch. So having like a puppy in the mix, which is a very overstimulating thing to have in your life, especially when you're not used to it, it's been an adjustment. So that's fun. That's fine. So there's that. She's doing well now. Yeah, she's doing well now. And then let's see. In November, I turned 25. That's another big update. Quarter of a century old. Again, fucking weird to think about. And again, like, I mean, I say this all the time. Like at my new job now, I literally work with a bunch of like 50-plus-year-old men. So like, I know that me saying, "Oh my God, I feel so old," that's just like, oh, okay, yeah, shut up. Come back to me when your knees are cracking. Whatever. But it's still weird though, because again, like I said before, I feel like I am still like 16, 17, like ready to go perform Legally Blonde and high school plays and shit. And again, like here I am with a big girl job, with big girl responsibilities and big girl taxes and big girl responsibilities. It's crazy once you really think about like how time has really passed and how much of an adult you actually have become. So then like going into a birthday, like, oh yeah, I'm 25. And I'm going to be 26 in November, and I'm going to be a mom by then. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, because baby's going to be coming around September. September 12th, I believe, is the due date. So we're getting everything prepared for that. But yeah, 25. That is crazy. And funny enough, On my 25th birthday, I'll talk about that a little bit. I was telling Logan a little bit ago that I was experiencing some problems with the apartment complex that I've been in for a little while. I think I talked about the first night on the last episode of the podcast. But the very first night that I moved in with Alex, obviously, not just me, we had the cats in the apartment building, so then they could like snoop around and see what was going on and kind of get used to the environment and whatnot. We had their food, water, litter, and toys there, whatever, right? And then we both went to work, and we both worked like an 8-9 hour day. We come home, or I come home first, and I notice, hey, where are my cats? Where's the food? Where's the water? Where's the litter box? Where's the toys? Why does everything look like we just got the keys and waltzed our way in here? So I'm looking around and I'm panicking. I'm like, where the fuck is my shit? Right? So where the fuck are my cats? Come to find out, the cleaners did not know, quote unquote, that we got the keys and that we were moving in. They thought it was still like an empty unit. So what do? They locked my cats in a closet, like the laundry washer closet, in August when it was like fucking 800 degrees outside. Locked them in a closet for what could have been 8 or 9 hours. And they threw out the food, threw out the water, threw out the litter, threw out the toys, just in the dumpster, gone. And they didn't fucking mention shit to anybody about it. So I called the apartment complex. I was like, hey, do I need to call the police right now? Because I'm like, did I just get fucking robbed? Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, like we had some cleaner guys come in. Like, what's going on? And I told them the situation and they're like, huh? I'm like, so you guys didn't know about this? And you're like, no, we told them that there were people moving in. I don't know why they decided to do that. And I'm like, well, yeah, but if cleaners were coming in, like what in their right mind would make them think to like put cats in a fucking laundry closet and then just like throw away their shit and then not say anything to anybody? Those guys were let go. They lost their jobs after that, which honestly, I feel bad that people had to lose a job for that. But honestly, in this instance, I'm like, okay, that's animal abuse. So like, come on, that's a pretty valid reason to fucking get let go from your job. I mean, come on. So that was the first night. And then we've experienced some other issues after that. But we had some parking ticket incidences or parking, like, you know, like they, like some apartment complexes, like you pay for like a parking spot and then they'll give you like a little ticket, like pass thing that you put in your window. And then like that makes sure that your car doesn't get towed. Right. So apparently what they did is they gave out too many. And and like these were people that like didn't even live on the property to begin with. So like, huh? And they're like, hey, if there are times where you cannot find a parking spot and you need to find a place, just park in the handicap parking spot because there's nobody that needs a handicap spot that is working here. So that's basically just like a free empty spot right now. So if you need to use it, use it. So the night before my 25th birthday, it was a Friday night and there were a bunch of college kids coming in, and we live by like a bunch of sororities and fraternities and whatnot. So of course they're like, oh my God, let's get drunk, you know, as your average college kid does. So I had to use the handicap parking spot. What they didn't tell us was that they switched towing companies on us and they didn't let anybody know. They didn't change any of the signs, nothing like that. And Alex is taking Luna out in the morning, and like I'm in the shower and I'm like, la 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 la, I'm getting so cute, blah blah blah. It's my 25th birthday. Oh my God, la la la. And Alex comes walking in and he just goes, hey, where's your car? I'm like, what do you mean? It's in the parking lot. And he goes, no, it's not. I'm like, you're funny. And he goes, I'm not joking, babe. I'm like, what? So I go down to the parking lot and sure as shit, my car is nowhere to be fucking found. I'm like, oh, cool. So we call the towing companies that were on the signs, right? And both of them are like, yeah, we don't know where your car is. So I'm like, okay, do I have to put in a police report and be like, hey, my fucking car is gone? Like, what do I do? But then I remembered there was a towing company that was not licensed to tow at the private property that we were renting from that like was towing cars there anyways, right? So we called them and at this point, like they were very rude the last interaction that I was at. I really want to say the name of this towing company, but I'm not going to because I don't want to get myself in trouble or anybody else in trouble for that matter. Self-control, Morgan. But I call them and I'm like, hey, there's a white 2012 Cruise that got taken from our parking lot last night. Like, do you know anything about that? And they're like, oh, is this a license plate number? I was like, yes. Do you know where it is? And they're like, oh, we have it. And they're trying to explain like whatever. And I just interrupt them. They're like, oh yeah, we have your car because, and I'm like, why? Like, why the fuck do you have my goddamn car? You guys are not licensed to tow in this lot. I don't know. And they're like, well, yeah, we are. And I was just like, okay, so if you were licensed, we should have got an email to let us know, because as tenants, we have a right to know that. We should have changed signs in the parking lot. We should have done this. We should have done that. And like with this handicap spot issue too, the apartment complex told the towing company to just not worry about that because this was the situation and they had it taken care of. Apparently fucking not. They didn't say shit about it. So I was like, okay, I don't know who's lying here, but these stories ain't lining up. What the fuck's going on? So Alex went in there. He ended up throwing a BF, which if you've seen White Chicks, that means bitch fit. So he threw a bitch fit. And of course, he had the self-control to apologize afterwards. And he was like, hey, like, I'm sorry. Like, it's my girl's 25th birthday and her car is gone and she's like freaking the fuck out. So like, we need to get this figured out because we are not paying for a car that you guys poached, basically. At this point, it was poached. And we were trying to get a hold of the campus properties as well. And we're also trying to get a hold of the police, just being like, hey, this happened. Like, can we fucking sue for this? Like, and I was about to call a lawyer too, be like, hey, can we like sue for this? What can we do? And the police were even like, hey, you might have a case, but you'd have to talk to a lawyer about this. But until that point, we can't do anything to help you. I was like, well, fuck. All right, cool. Bye, Fred. I don't know what your fucking name was. So we're trying to contact the apartment complex and we're getting nothing. We ended up getting to a point where I had to try to call the emergency maintenance number and be like, hey, get us in touch with somebody, dude. Please. Like, we're freaking the fuck out. And when we're trying to get in touch with maintenance, we realized that they did this with like 4 other cars that same morning. And these people were tenants that were paying to live there. So like they didn't even tow the people that had like fake passes or whatever, or didn't even live at the property. They did not even tow those guys, or even the people that just wanted a parking spot and would just decided, oh, I'm going to come on in, and had like no pass or anything. So like those people didn't get towed, but like the tenants did. So we're like, okay, what the fuck is this? So we're all trying to figure this out. And it finally gets to a point where Alex is like, you know what? I'm going to try to call them one more time. Morgan, like, go in. I feel like the best course of action right now is just to go in, pay for the car, talk to the apartment complex later, and just figure it out, right? I'm pissed, right? Because again, like I have said before, hey, it is my 25th birthday, and I'm dealing with a car that was illegally poached, right? So I laugh about it now because I'm like, holy shit, this would only happen to me, right? So I go in. And I'm trying to hold it together. I'm like shaking because I'm trying to hold myself together and I'm trying to not have like a more insane bitch fit than Alex did. So I'm trying to keep it together. I'm shaking. I'm trying to hand over my license and card. I was like, hey, I'm like, listen, I cannot handle this right now. Like, it is my 25th birthday. I just want to go home. I just want to have my car. Like, I just need to get this car out of the parking lot. So I will pay for it. We'll discuss everything later. Can I please just pay for my car? So I go to I'm like doing this now just so you could see. I try to hand my license and my card over, but again, I was shaking, right? So what happens is I try to set my card down and the card slips because I'm shaking so bad, and it goes over the desk, and the little blonde, see you next Tuesday at the counter. Again, I love customer service workers. I do. I was one for 10 years. I do. It was just this one particular little girl. And again, I'll explain why. We're getting there. I'm getting ahead of myself. But she goes, so what you're not going to do is have an attitude with me, because I could just keep this car here and you're not going to have a ride home. And I'm like, I beg to fucking differ, bitch. At this point, I'm starting to lose my cool. I'm like, okay, can I really risk getting in trouble today? So I was just like, you know what? Like, I was like, you guys literally illegally pushed my car. Like, you guys, we never had communication that you guys switched. You guys never communicated with our apartment complex as to this whole like handicap parking issue. Like, you guys didn't change signs, this, that, and the other. Like, this is really shady, and it really seems like you're just trying to like get money out of us for no fucking reason. And I'm not putting up with this. I was like, you could try to do this with the little college kids that don't know any better because they're like 18, 19. They haven't learned anything about life yet. But I'm like, I'm fucking 25. Don't try to pull that shit on me, because I've been around the block a few times. Not a lot of times, but a few times. Like, I don't fuck with me, right? So like, we're going back and forth, and she's just like, do you want me to call the police? And I was just like, fucking do it, bitch. I already talked to them. So I'm really going off at this point, right? So I'm going to bring you guys close when I say this. This is when I almost got arrested, right? This is when I almost did. So I'm really going to lean in. You ready? This girl told me, unprovoked, as she's trying to take down my license information, she goes, and I quote, just because it's your birthday does not mean you have to be a bitch. So at this point, I'm like, the fucking audacity. And again, this is where I'm like, you know what? I generally don't have a filter. Again, no internal monologue. I don't have that internal monologue in my head. It's the, point of the whole show. Hi. And I will say I am very, 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 very ashamed of what I said next. But I have to be honest about this experience, right? So she said that to me. I saw red, and I immediately go, do you want to fucking die tonight? Because I can get that arranged if you don't fucking talk to me like that ever again. Don't you fucking say that shit to me again. I will curb stomp your ass in the parking lot right the fuck now. And then we start getting into it, right? At this point, cool, gone. And we're just arguing back and forth. And my payment information is about to go through. And then Alex comes running in, and he goes, hold on. I have the property on the phone. So he puts her on speaker and goes, can you please tell this customer service representative what you just told me? Puts the phone up, and they're like, hey, so we talked to you guys about this. You guys can't do this. This is a blah, 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 blah. And talking about like going off about everything that they've explicitly told them over the phone, over email, whatever. And the little blonde girl, she just goes red, like not red, but she goes like fucking ghost white in the face. She turns pale. She's like, oh, because she just cursed me the fuck out and said this really like, just because it's your birthday doesn't mean you have to be a bitch. Just told me that at her job that she is clocked into and gets paid for, and then she's wrong. So she's sitting there like, so this is at the point where like, as we're going through it, I gave a really good show for the other college kids that were trying to get their cars back as well, because they're sitting on the bench and I'm the one trying to like take care of this issue, and I'm trying to stand up for those like people as well. And I bet they really got a show out of that one. So I apologize. I am sorry, but also you're welcome. Like, I don't know. So she has to refund over $1,000 of towed cars back because of their fuck up on my birthday. So I got my car back for free. great. And we're about to walk out after everything is said and done. And Alex goes out first, but then I kind of linger at the door and I turn around and I just go, listen here, you little see you next Tuesday. I really hope you're proud of yourself for how you spoke to a customer today. That was extremely unprofessional. I hope you lose your job. And I hope you really understand what kind of impact you had on people today. If you find sugar in your gas tank later, don't come crying to me. And I fucking slammed the door and I left. So needless to say, I really don't think it would be a good idea for me to go in there again. So that's cool. So make sure you know your rights as a tenant. Make sure that your apartment complex as well, and that the towing company that your apartment complex is working with as well are in sync, that they've communicated, and make sure, just don't try not to get yourself caught up in a fucky situation. And if you are, hey, stand up for yourself. If you have the proof, if you have the means, please stand up for yourself. Do not let these companies walk all over you and try to expect you to pay all of this money for their fuck up. Lesson from Big Sister Morgan. So that's cool. That was one incident that happened. And then let's see, another big update. I could talk about this. This is going to be a little bit of a downer. I do apologize for this next bit. So some of you may have caught on, when I introduced myself at the beginning of this episode, I said, I hope you guys are finer than frog hair today. If some of you have been keeping up with my Instagram, which if you are, hi, thank you. I appreciate you. Even after 8 months of me not doing shit on there. Thank you so much. As I had the hiccups here, I'll give myself a little water break here. Ooh, I almost drowned, but here we are. So Finer Than Frog Hair. It's more of a tribute, because at the end of November, shortly before Thanksgiving, my grandfather passed away. So that's, that was something. It was very unexpected. Very, very unexpected. I mean, this is the same grandfather that, he went into a cardiac arrest episode when I was 18, my senior year of high school. And, it was a miracle that he came out of that relatively unscathed. And we got 7 extra years to have with him. But he was getting older, his mobility was going down. His, just way of life wasn't as, fulfilling as he would have wanted it to be. And one day it all just took a head, and I was at work, and Alex comes rushing in. He's like, hey, I need to talk to you. I was like, yeah, what's going on? When I was still at the care center. And he goes, hey, your mom just called me and your grandfather passed away. And I think that was one of the moments in my life where someone tells me something and then my whole world just kind of slows down a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck did you just tell me? What? It almost didn't really click at first. And even throughout the entire night, it just didn't click. So I immediately got out of work. I was just like, you know what? I don't give a fuck if I get in trouble. I don't care. I need to go see my family. I have to. I have no choice. So, which thankfully I had good people behind me and that they had everything worked out. Made sure that I was good to go and that I could spend as much time with my family as possible. Which was awesome. Thank you guys, if any of you are listening. Yeah, that was fucking rough. That was really fucking rough. So yeah, we were organizing details with that. We were putting photo albums and videos together with Grandpa in them. I wrote the obituary with Grandma basically making sure that everything was typed out. It had the proper structure and that I didn't miss a beat. I actually gave a eulogy, my first ever eulogy. That was really weird. And yeah. 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 So, yeah. And it was also really weird because this was like the first big loss in my family because like I said before, like I'm 25. I know that like I'm not like a little old like 13, 14, 15-year-old, but I'm still young. So, like having that loss at that age, it made me really grateful knowing that I had 25 amazing years with this man, but it still didn't feel like enough, you know? And I still try to grapple with that like a lot. And I just feel bad for the rest of my family too, because like I could tell that we're all still grieving that a little bit. Because now it's been, let's see, November. It's been like, oh God, it's been like 7 months. Is today the 21st? Yeah. Oh yeah, 7 months of the day. Holy shit, I did not even plan that out. Wow. Okay. Wow, that kind of threw me off a little bit. But yeah, so I thought that one way that I could honor him is being able to incorporate finer than frog hair into the show, so then he kind of knows that, hey, I'm thinking about you. Hi, like hi, you're still a part of my life. Hi, you're here. And it also matches my tattoo that I got for him. I don't know if you'd be able to see it, but it's in his handwriting. And he was like, this is like the best handwriting that here, I gotta get into character. It's the best handwriting I can do here, kiddo. I hope it's not shit. I'm like, okay, you're good. And it says finer than frog hair in his like writing. And we say that phrase. I know it's like a little bit more of a common phrase. I know that's not like the most original phrase in the world, but for us, it was him, you know, like we would go to his house and we would see him all the time. And I'd be like, hey, Grandpa, how you doing? He's like, oh, I'm finer than frog hair, kiddo. How are you? I'm like, oh, I'm good, Grandpa. And like, that was more of like a recent thing he did. Like in the last like 5 to 7 years, he'd just say that he was finer than frog hair, which I thought was absolutely adorable. Of course, at first I didn't get it. And I was just like, huh? What? But now I get it. So it's funny. But yeah. And it also kind of hit too, because again, it's just weird. Cause like these are the grandparents that like my cousin Brianna and Piper and I have been to like daycare with. Like they were our daycare for like a really good chunk of our lives. So we got to see this guy like every single day. And it's just weird not being able to just call him and just hear him try to figure out speakerphone or try to figure out like how to send a text, but like his thumbs are too big. So then he tried to send a text. Let me see if I can actually find like the last text that he sent me. Cause honestly, it is kind of funny. Let's see. Grandpa, here we go. He texted hi, J, hi. And then he texted just a blank. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, if I zoom in on it, it's just a blank. So I'm like, how the hell did you even do that? But, oh my God. Just find it hilarious. He was hilarious. He was such a sweet, good guy. And yeah, we miss him. We miss him a lot. So that was also a really big update where I was like, yeah, I need privacy for a little bit longer. Because I honestly was thinking about coming back to No Internal Monologue around that time in November, like right around Thanksgiving. And then that happened. And then that just didn't feel right or sit right. And then that feeling kind of went on until about like Christmas. Because having Thanksgiving and Christmas around the holidays, at that point, like, it just felt weird. Because, like, obviously we had our family there, but, like, there was just a presence missing there for the first time. And that was just really fucking weird. But then I started to kind of, get back into the swing of things a little bit around January. And I wanted to, funny enough, I actually planned to do a photo shoot for No Turn Monologue, the third one with my good friend Loma, who you've seen you've seen work on my Instagram before, and I know a lot of people have because I've just been spamming the shit out of people with like, hey, look at this picture, because I was just obsessed. But he handled my one back in 2023, the one in 2024, and he was going to do my 2025 one. So then I could celebrate the 4-year anniversary on March 12th of this year, right? Which 4 years, again, fucking crazy. So fucking crazy. But I was going to get back into the swing of things with that. And I was going to record another episode. And I actually was going to hit up Logan earlier and see like, hey, like, can I record an episode? And then I was dealing with some health issues around like January because I thought I had PCOS. Which if some of you don't know what that is, it is polycystic ovarian syndrome, which here I will look up the correct definition really quick because I know what it is, but I just don't want to get it wrong. Because again, I am not a doctor. I am literally just a content creator. So like anything medical, like don't fucking ask me. Please don't ask me. But PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome is a hormonal disorder common among women of reproductive age. It's characterized by irregular or missed periods, excess androgen or male hormone levels, and or presence of the polycystic ovaries, so ovaries with multiple small cysts, just like kind of around the border of like the ovary. It can lead to various symptoms, including irregular or absent periods, excess hair growth, acne, difficulty conceiving, etc. So we thought, like my doctors and I, we thought that that was like the whole deal with why I was feeling the way that I did. Because apparently like we conceived around Christmas and I had no fucking idea. Cause we were actually in like Jersey and Tennessee around that time because, we were going to see his family for Christmas and see what that was all about. We brought Luna with us. So that was fun. He has a lot of family in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then his step-parents down in Tennessee. So we got to see them too for a couple of days, and it was really, really fun. And it was really hospitable, especially how they just took us in and just made us feel like so welcome. And especially made me feel so welcome because of course they're going to make Alex feel welcome. I mean, he's family, duh. But like, welcoming like the girlfriend in, so I was like, hey, thank you guys. Oh my God. Like, this is so fun. But anyways, I was dealing with like all these like health issues. And coincidentally, a lot of the symptoms that I was experiencing with things that could line up with PCOS, they also lined up with pregnancy. But I was thinking more PCOS, so it really didn't like click with me until like there was this one day in February where I'm trying to get the photo shoot together. I was about to send Logan an email, and I was taking this like medication where it was trying to induce a period, and it was making me nauseous. So they told me to stop, and they're like, "Hey, has anything happened yet?" And I'm like, "No," and they're like, interesting. Maybe you should try to take a test. And I don't know why I was like so like pissed about that. I was like, guys, I don't know why the hell you're trying to tell me that I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I would know in my heart that I was, and blah, blah, blah. And I tried to talk to my mom and sister about it. And they're like, hey, like, maybe you should take a test. I'm like, shut the fuck up. There's no way. And of course, like, I'm having mood swings. So there's that as well. How it did not click with me, I have no fucking idea. But I'm sitting there like, don't try to tell me that I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I know my body. I know in my heart that I'm not pregnant, blah, 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 blah. And I go upstairs and I'm like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to take a test and I'm just going to see what goes on. And then I saw 2 lines. And I'm just looking down at it. And like, this is like the moment that I've been seeing it on TikTok now. Like, it's that moment that like a lot of like mothers that have been like wanting a child have, where they see those 2 little lines and it's like that little glory moment where like you are the one that knows that you're pregnant and that's it. And it was a weird moment for me because like, of course, like Alex and I were at the point where we're like we were good either way. Like if we did not have kids right now, that is completely okay. We're just not ready for it. Or maybe like the circumstances are not right or the timing's not right. Or maybe there's some other things that are not right and we just need to figure those out first. But if it did happen, then that was just a sign, hey, we're ready. And this is the right time and we are meant to do this. So, and then we were meant to do this together. So, or at least that's the way like we were both thinking about it. And we're like, okay, dope. So I see this. And even though we still had that conversation, I'm still looking down at these 2 little lines and I'm like, like, I don't think I've been that silent for 30 seconds in my fucking life. I'm like, so I was like hoping like that, like, you know, like when I was younger, I always thought that moment was going to be like so euphoric and so like, oh my God. It actually kind of turned into a moment of panic for me. Because like I've said before, like I'm 25, but I still feel like I'm like 16 sometimes. Right. So like I kind of went back into like my teenage brain for a little bit. And I kind of thought of myself as like this little tiny girl that's just like had a shit ton of responsibility just dropped on her like that. And it kind of hit me like a shit ton of bricks. And I was like, oh, fuck. Right? So I call Alex and I'm like, babe. And he's like, what's going on? You sound panicked. You okay? And I was just like, I just took a test and I just saw 2 little lines and it's positive and I'm pregnant and it's happening. Oh, it's happening. I don't know what to do. And he just goes, hey, baby, like I'm going to be home in a little bit. I just got to get to lunch first. I'm going to come home. We're going to talk about this and I'm going to be here for you. Okay. I was like, just take a deep breath. You're going to be like, it's all going to be okay. I'm going to be home. And that was like an hour before he got home. So I'm just sitting with this for like a fucking hour. I'm like, and I'm just like sitting there like, fuck, am I going to be a good mom? That was the one thought that was going through my head the entire time. Well, a lot of thoughts, but the main 2 is like, am I going to be a good mom? Am I really ready for this? Am I going to be a good mom? Am I really ready for this? And then I ended up calling my mom, which again, like as I was younger, I imagined like, oh, I'm going to do like a cute little reveal for my parents or whatnot and be like, oh my God, you're going to be grandparents. Sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Dad. You guys didn't get that. I'm so sorry. But Mom got a very panicked call over the phone and I'm just like, Mom. And she's like, did you take the test? I was like, yeah. And she goes, is it fucking positive? I was like, yeah. And I'm like trying to catch my breath. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And she's just like, call your doctor. See if you can get a blood test today. Like, come in the area. Like, if you need, like, we could talk about this. It's okay. And I was like, I need to wait until Alex gets home first so he can see the, and I gotta, and she's just like, it's okay. You do what you need to do. Just have some ice cream, something to make you feel better. Like take some deep breaths, go take Luna outside, go cuddle with the cats, whatever you need to do. It's okay. Like we're here for you. It's okay. And I'm just like, am I going to be a good mom? Am I ready for this? Am I going to be a good mom? Am I ready for this? And now again, and she's just like, and she's like, that's going to have to be a question that you're going to have to answer yourself, because again, like, this is your life. This is you. I have no part in that. I'm like, I am your mom, but like, this is all you. Like, do you feel like you're ready? Do you feel like you're going to be a good mom? Like, do you want this? Do you need that? Like, you know, like, and I'm just like, so wait till Alex gets home. I show him the test. And at that point, like, I had to get over that little panic period. And then it was just euphoria after the fact. Cause I was like, oh shit. I just kind of needed to have like a little, like, kind of like a little freak out session first. And then I was like, okay, maybe I could do this. So, like, talked to Alex about it, and I told him, I was like, I'm going to go get some blood work done, whatever. And he's like, okay, sounds good. I'll be here. Let me know how it goes. I love you. I was like, oh, I love you too. And he goes back to work. And then, like, I'm on the drive there, and I'm just I'm letting my mind wander a little bit. I mean, obviously, I'm driving like a good Samaritan, but my mind's just wandering. And I'm like, just imagining what this life could be, you know? I'm like, oh shit, like, I have a little life inside of me. Oh shit, I'm gonna be a mom. Alex is gonna be a dad. We're doing this. Like, this is happening. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah. And I started like imagining like going about this, and like imagining like the little guy or little girl. At the time, we had no idea what the baby was going to be. But like just imagining like little baby Ferdinand running around in the yard, and like playing and making friends and doing that. And like, it was kind of like I was just envisioning the next 18 years of our lives with this little one just coming to fruition. And like the whole time I was just like, shit. Okay. And at that point, like, I was able to just feel this excitement and euphoria. And I was going in to get this blood test. And as I'm like walking into the room, I was just like, I hope I am. Which is like the fucking like reaction that I did not have like a few hours prior. But because again, like, I was panicked. I was like, am I going to be ready? Am I going to be ready? Am I going to be a good mom? And then I was just like, okay, you know what? I feel like I'm ready for this. You know what? Fuck it. I think we're ready for this. Like, let's just see what this blood test says. And when you go in for your blood test, if some of you may not know, like we were looking at my HCG levels, and they're supposed to be like really, really low. I was at like 81,000, my levels. And I was trying to go over this blood work with mom once I went home, and because she's a paramedic, so she knows a bunch about this kind of stuff. And she was looking at all these results and everything. And she's just like, babe, like, you're pregnant. I was like, yeah. And she's like, so you could either be way further along than we think you are. You could be having twins, or this could be a very, very weird, like, false positive kind of thing. But we'll have to get an ultrasound scheduled. And at that point I was like, yeah, we're going to have to get a fucking ultrasound scheduled. So we did. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, fuck. Like, I think we're ready. And at this point, it was Alex that knew, me that knew, mom that knew, and then dad that knew. But we didn't really want to tell anybody else quite yet until we got that confirmation from the ultrasound. Like, yes, I am pregnant. Right. So that happens like 6 days later, which I will say, longest 6 days of my fucking life. Longest 6 days ever. Sitting there like, okay, yeah, am I? Am I not? Am I? Am I not? I don't know. So it's a big toss up. But we end up getting in there, and we were both thinking that I was, right? So we're thinking that if I am, then we're just going to see this little teeny tiny dot, and then it's all going to be okay, right? We go in there. I'm going to try to find a really zoomed in picture of this really quick. There we go. So we go in there and I'm thinking, oh yeah, like it's just going to be like a little tiny little bean thing, like not even resembling like a child, right? So we go in there, we look, that is a fucking baby. Like, that is a child. I'm like, what? And both Alex and I are like, what? That was fucking crazy. And she's like, oh yeah, you're gonna be like 11 weeks on Friday. I'm like, what? Because again, like I was thinking that we were gonna be like 6 to 8 weeks along, whatever, you know, like something small, minor like that. But she's like, no, you're like almost done with the first trimester already. Like you're gonna be 11 weeks on Friday, which was like 2 days after the ultrasound was happening. I'm like, what? So then I'm talking to the doctor. I was like, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. And they're like, yeah, it kind of does. So I was like, you think I have PCOS? And they're like, no, I don't think you do. I think you were just pregnant the whole time. And we just had no idea. And I'm like, how the fuck was that not caught? And they're like, we don't know. And we're like, I don't know. So we're just laughing about that. And we're like looking at these ultrasound pictures. And it's weird because I'm laughing about that. But at the same time, like I'm crying because I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is so fucking weird. And like a good weird, but like, oh my God. And then we ended up telling Piper that night with an ultrasound picture. We ended up telling Grandma that night with an ultrasound picture. We ended up telling our other set of grandparents, my other set of grandparents that. And since his family is in like Jersey and Tennessee and whatnot, Alex let them know over the phone and everything. Got to call him. I got to call my closest friends. I remember calling Han, which some of you know Han because they've been on the podcast like 6 or 7 times now. I don't even know how many times. Like they've been on a lot. But I called them. I was like, hey, guess what? And they're like, no fucking way. So that was fucking cool. I let my cousin Brianna know because I was actually helping her out with like a dentist appointment. Because she's going into dental hygiene. And I wanted to be like a clinical patient for her to kind of help her advance in the program she was like offering. It was a free dentist appointment too. So I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I was like, oh wait, this is perfect. I could tell her this way. So I told her and she's like, wait, what the fuck? What? And I was like, sorry, like I want to tell you right away, but I just want to let you know. So we're not doing the questionnaire and you're in clinical brain mode. And they're just like, hey, are you pregnant? And I happen to just say, yeah. And she's like, wait, what? So I had to tell her. I told my friends, Kennedy, James, Andy, Travis, my old roommate Travis, that's been on the show. Kennedy's been on the show as well. Told my friend Jenna, who's also been on the show. If you remember the iconic title from like episode 9 or something, Getting Real or Getting Railed. So that's fun. Also told my friend Rio, my friend Will, told a whole bunch of them before I told like the world. Told a couple of other family members while I was at it. He told a couple of other family members while he was at it. And then we announced it to the world once I hit the second trimester. And now I feel huge. I mean, of course, like I'm 7 months along, so I know I'm going to get bigger and it's going to get hotter out. Because right now it is June 21st. So I still have like July and August to go before the due date is in September. So I know I'm going to get bigger. And oh boy, that's going to be fucking something. So that's cool. But yeah, that's sweet. I also have a little Snapchat story that I've been uploading to as well with all these like cute little changes that have been happening with me and the pregnancy and everything. It's called my whack ass pregnancy journey. So that's fun. I've added a couple of close family members and friends on there. And it's just me ranting, just kind of like I am like now, but not as formal of like a podcast mode. I'm literally just basically sitting in my car and just being like, hey guys, you ever heard of round ligament growth? Hey, you ever have a cold vomit before? That's fucking weird. Like, like shit like that. But yeah, that's pretty pretty freaking cool and sweet and dandy. But yeah, I've already hit an hour. Holy shit. That's cool. The timer up there is really nice. I like that. I like that timer. Again, this is a really fun podcast setup because I've never really had like a fancy little setup like this before. So I'm looking at the timer. I'm like, ooh, okay. Let's see how we can keep going with this. All right, cool. But that's a huge update. Then we had, cause like we were trying to figure out like whether we wanted to like wait to see if the baby was going to be here and then like have it like be like, oh, it's a boy or oh, it's a girl, like at birth. But we both decided that we both wanted to know beforehand what the baby sex was going to be. Because I was just like, yeah, I'm too anxious and nosy to not know. So I was like, yeah, I want to know. So we ended up having a little party and a little reveal and everything. And that was, I don't think I've ever been, you know, when you feel so many feelings all at the same time that your body just kind of goes into like a shock or like an overload, even if those feelings are like really good, like all of them, it's just such a euphoric, like experience that like you just become so emotionally tired and exhausted afterwards. Yeah, this was that time. Cause we had like these little biodegradable like confetti cannon like shooters that Han and Brianna had because they helped plan that little party, which thank you guys. And they're also helping me plan a baby shower, which is happening in less than a month now. So that's fun. We're having a disco theme. So that'll be fun. I got like this like blazer that's like a disco theme. And then I also got like these matching pants. So I'm going to look like a little disco queen. I'm also going to get like a little tube top. And then since the invitations say help us celebrate the cutest disco ball in town, I actually got like these little mirror stickers and I'm going to put on my bump like the disco ball. So that is going to be really cool and really sweet. And my mom was just like, okay, yeah, no, that's you. 100% that's you. So that's really fun and dandy. But it was a cute little party. We had it at Mom and Dad's house with very close friends and family. So that was really sweet and just really fun. And yeah, we went outside. We had these little biodegradable cannon, like confetti shooter things. And I cannot do that on camera. That I just realized I'm like, I can't. Oh, yeah. Morgan, wow. Okay. Get your fucking head out of your ass, you 12-year-old little boy. So so we had these confetti cannons to shoot out for the confetti. And it was fun because we were trying to get like the wrapping off and try to get it figured out how to shoot them. And I'm really trying to be careful with my hand motions now. And we had everyone go around in the circle and introduce themselves because like some of the people there were like Alex's family and friends, and then some of them were my family and friends. So like not everybody knew each other. So I was just like, hey, let's go around the group. Like let's say our names and like how we're related to baby and the couple, and you know like how like what you think it's going to be, right? So that was fun. And then we finally got to the moment and we shot out the confetti, and everybody else knew what it was before we did because it was like, for me, it was like a loud sound. So like immediately I was like, you know, like I had to like brace myself a little bit. I was like, because it kind of like jolted me a little bit. And then the confetti was already on the ground. So like I couldn't even look up in the air, but I saw like little gold foil too. I was like, what? Like, why is it gold? So I'm confused. And then I'm hearing, it's a boy. And I was like, wait, what? So I'm looking on the ground and I see blue. I'm like, oh, fuck. It's a boy. Shit. And it just hits me. And I just start sobbing immediately because, pregnant. And I'm like, is anybody ever cleaning? Oh my God, is anybody? And like, we're both so ecstatic and happy because we were both at the point where like, we both did not care what the baby ended up being, like sex wise, but we both wanted like a happy, healthy baby. I think my emotions were coming from personally, I can't speak on his, because I don't know what was going through his mind. And obviously I'm not a mind reader, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But like what was going on in my head at least was like, I was just so happy to know now. Because I was at that point, like I was really holding on to that for like 2 months of just saying, baby, baby, my little baby, which again, I could have done that like the whole pregnancy. But again, I would have drove myself fucking crazy if I just didn't know. So I had to know. So that I knew. And it was just such a fun time. Oh my God. So that was fun. And I stuffed my face with some cookies afterwards and some cupcakes. And we had like these little like snack hors d'oeuvre things that I was also stuffing my face with. So that was really cool and fun as well. But yeah, now we've just been kind of getting ready for that, which is fun. We've already gotten some little gifts, like Mom and Piper and a bunch of other friends have been getting us like little books and like little onesies and stuff. And Piper got a bib for him and like a little outfit. We also got like a free gift from Babylist, and it was like all of these little bottles, like different kinds. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty fucking dope. That was a surprise. And then my old vocal coach actually, she hit me up and she's just like, hey, I want to send you a gift in the mail since I can't go to your baby shower. What's your address? Because again, we got accepted for a house, so we didn't know what address to send anything to. So I didn't put anything down on my registry yet. So I'm like, hey, if you want to know, fucking just send me a text. I'll just shoot you the address, whatever. So I did. And she got me like some burp rags, and then not me, us. She got us some burp rags, and she also got me nipple cream, which I think is absolutely hilarious. And my old vocal coach got me nipple cream. I was like, wow, we're really close. Thank you so much. Teacher that I'm not going to say the name of in case you don't consent. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. So, we've already been experiencing so much support. Oh my gosh. It's absolutely crazy. We've also gotten some gifts from his side of the family as well. Like a bunch of like different baby things, like books and outfits and like little, we're going to have like a Ferdinand pendant made because baby is going to be taking on Alex's last name, Ferdinand, like Ferdinand the Bull, which I didn't know that Ferdinand the Bull was actually like a story for a long time. And I found that out at work. Because, like, my trainer, who's, like, 50 million years old, he, no offense, he was talking to me about it because he understood that Alex's last name was Ferdinand. And he was just like, so you're going to get him Ferdinand the Bull, like, the book, right? And I was just like, that's a thing. And he's like, what? I'm like, what? He's like, you don't know? I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to know? I don't know. So he's like looking it up and showing me everything and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, like this is a thing. Like you need to get on this. I'm like, oh, okay. So we're going to get him a Ferdinand pendant. So that'll be really fun and cool and sweet from his side of the family. And then I got a couple things like little mama bear pendants. I think there's one that I got for my car, like the little like rear view mirror thing. So I have that up there already and it's really sweet and cool. But yeah, that so far is like the biggest update of my life so far, which, not that big of a deal, right? Childbirth, childcare, right? No biggie. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm super, super excited about that. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like other updates that I could come up with at the moment. But yeah, I could talk about the house. I could. I'll talk about what I can. Because again, like, we just got an accepted offer today as of me recording. Like, we literally got the call from our listing agent, like, right as we were pulling into the beautiful town that Upload Media has their studio in, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. But yeah, we just got the call. So we're going to be homeowners, and that's so cool to think about. And I want to say too, like, before I continue on, with all this, like, how do I put this? It's like, I want to express how grateful I am that all of this is happening. And I do not want to make it seem like I'm complaining about anything whatsoever. Because I know that, especially with the state that we're in when it comes to this country and in the world, I know that this, yeah, you agree with me? He just started kicking me. I come from, like, this is a very extremely privileged position to be in, because I know that not everybody can have a baby. Not everybody wants a baby. Not everybody has, like, a smooth, easygoing pregnancy the way that I have so far. Not everybody can afford a new car. Not everybody can afford a new house. Not everybody can just find a new job that has a flexible schedule and can allow people like me to be able to work the way that I'm able to. And I also am I'm in a privileged experience to be able to do what I'm doing right now. Like, alongside all this, just being able to record a podcast where I just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk without being interrupted for now an hour and 12 minutes and 27 seconds. But it's crazy to me. And, like, I do not want this to come off like I am trying to rub anything in anybody's face or anything like that, because that is not what I want to do. I just like to let people in on what's going on in my life, and, like, what's going on here. But I do want to make sure that even though that I am in the position that I am right now, sorry, I kind of lost my breath there for a second, because I feel like my organs are getting squished. Which, again, at this point in time, it's a very beautiful problem to have. But again, like, not everybody can be in this position, especially with everything going on all at the same time. So I do want to acknowledge that. Like, if you are going through, like, this, that, and the other thing, there's so many different examples and so many different stages of life that people could be at right now, and so many different, like, struggles that people could be going through as well, and so many people that do not have the privilege to do these things like I do as a white cisgendered woman in America. So I do want to say that, like, with everything going on, I stand with you, I support you, I love you, and I want to make sure that this is a safe space. No internal monologue and me. This is a safe space for everybody to be able to be a part of. And all I want to do is just spread as much love and support that I can. And I want to be able to do it in a way that I am physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, socially, financially able to do so. I do want to get to a point eventually where, like, obviously, like, I will say that, like, I am going to toot my own horn a little bit. I have worked really hard in order to get to the place that I am at right now, with everything going on in my life and all these updates and changes. But Like I do want to work even harder to get myself into a position where I could start giving back, where I could start being able to support people and help people in the way that they like are not able to get the help and support that they need in these certain areas. And I want to be able to be a voice and an ally and a leader for like every single person out there that just doesn't have the privilege that I do. So I wanted to take that time to express that as well. But going back into it, new house. Yes, that's what I was talking about. New house. I got really passionate about that for a second. Obviously, I'm passionate about this a lot. I mean, you should see my group chats in my family just kind of like expressing like, hey guys, do you not realize, like, you know, that kind of thing. But we got, okay, so we've been looking at houses for a little bit because as some of you may know, renting is fucking expensive, especially in the long run. And we just did not, especially with the experience that we've been having with past apartment complexes in the past. We've just been like, yeah, no, we just want to be able to buy a house and just do our thing and just be able to just fucking be done with renting and just have a home of our own. And especially now with baby coming along, we just want to have a good starter home to just be able to start our little family in, you know? And we also, our goal was also to do this so we could be closer to my parents at least. Because of course, with Alex and everything, his family is in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Tennessee. So we can't really go to those areas in order to live, to be closer to them. Which we want to try to get his family involved as best as we can. And we will. We're just trying to figure that out so it works for everybody. But we at least wanted to be a little bit closer to my parents, just to have that like that safety and peace of mind, knowing that like baby is going to be okay, like regardless of who he's going to be with. Like for example, like if my maternity goes up, like leaves, or if my maternity leave time is up, wow, English words are hard. I'd be able to trust that my parents could be able to take care of him for a little bit while we both work to be able to support our little family. We found a house that's actually like really close, like about like 15 minutes away from my parents. The only thing is that we would have to be able to drive back and forth to work like about an hour, which that's a little rough, but we've both done it in our lives before. So like that part really isn't like the biggest thing. And hell, maybe no maternal model could get to a point where I can actually get paid to do this for a living, and then I could actually work from home or do whatever. So maybe, who fucking knows? Or maybe Alex wants to start the business that he has been wanting to start for God knows how long, and then he starts working for himself, and then he could work from anywhere. Who fucking knows? We'll just have to see. But yeah, right now, we found the house and we put it at offer and we got accepted. Ooh, excuse me. I need a little water break. My throat's getting a little sore. Because like I said at the beginning of the episode, no internal monologue is where I don't know where to shut the fuck up. But yeah, that's fun. That's great. That's dandy. I'm trying to like still come down from that like emotion now. Like it's such a high. Like I literally was like we were walking up to like the building with the studio and everything, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, like our offer got accepted. Isn't that so fucking cool? Because like again, like as I mentioned before, I'm gonna sound like a broken vinyl record at this point. Sometimes I feel like I'm 16. So like I'm 25 years old and I'm like, holy shit. We put an offer in a house and it got accepted. Huh? What? So that's fucking dope. And it's so exciting. It's so exciting. And I'm so grateful to be in a place where we're at, where we can just do this. Like I am grateful and honored and just humbled and privileged to be in this position, really. And I'm really also proud of myself for working as hard as I have to get to a point where I can do all this, where we can do all this. It really kind of brings a little bit of goodness into our lives, some good positive vibes in there. So that's cool. Because again, we all need it. we all need it. But that's a big thing too. But yeah, honestly, I'm trying to think about what else I could talk about. But let's see. We're reaching like an hour and a half. Maybe I can start on closing segments and then see if any little short tangents go from there, because knowing me, that's probably going to fucking happen. So I think I could just get started on closing segments and see where we're at. So what can Morgan not stop listening to today? I would say what's stuck in my head, but no internal monologue, guys. That means I don't have an internal monologue in my head. That also means I can't hear shit in my head. So the song is not really stuck in my head. It's just what can I not stop listening to? I discovered this last night as we were sitting in Red Lobster and I'm eating cheddar biscuits and sipping on a bowl of lobster bisque, like slurping that shit down, right? Like a gentleman. So Twilight Zone by Ariana Grande came on, which is off of her new like extended album of Eternal Sunshine. It's like Brighter Days Ahead. So I don't know why. Like that song, like I don't know what she put in it. I say that about a lot of songs, but like I don't know what she put in it. But like I'm literally sitting in the restaurant slurping on a lobster bisque and stuffing my face with cheddar biscuits. And I am just sitting there like, and Alex is like, you're like singing like really loud in a restaurant, right? And I was like, oh, fuck. Because, like, I didn't even realize it. Because, like, whenever that song comes on, like, it just gives me, like, a little boost of energy. And it just makes me want to sing along. I'm like, I'm like, okay, yeah, for sure. So, goodness gracious. That one's been stuck in my head lately. So that's fun and cool. I'm trying to think if there's another one. I think there might be another one, but I'm not sure. I'll look on my Spotify really quick to see what else I've been listening to. There's also Fame is a Gun, Addison Rae. I want to talk about that on the podcast at some point, because like what kind of fucking like twisty turn Uno reverse card did she pull on everybody, where she was like a TikTok dancer and then she's like actually like an artist that can actually do something, And of course like anybody can do anything if they really set their mind to it. But like a lot of people had a lot of doubts with Addison Rae, and I will admit, so did I. Because like I see like TikTok people and I'm like, oh, TikTok people, oh, whatever. And like she's released like bop after bop after bop after bop after bop. And I just don't know where the fuck that came from. I don't know where it came from. Like I think she might actually have like an album of the year on her hands. It's crazy. And while I'm doing this as well, I'm also adding these songs to the What Can Morgan Not Stop Listening To playlist on Spotify. So if anybody is interested in listening to all of the songs that I have put on that playlist so far, or all of the songs that all of us, me and my guests included, have been listening to a lot, feel free to check that out. But let's see, weekly obsessions. Okay. This is going to make me sound so pregnant. Cravings. I've had like a huge sweet tooth this pregnancy, like consistently. Like my cravings have been kind of crazy. I mean, not like too crazy. Like I'm not like a pickles and ice cream kind of gal yet. Who knows? I'm entering into the third trimester, so let's see what the fuck happens. But I've been craving a lot of sweets. And Okay, I do have two obsessions, but this one comes with like a little backstory, right? So I was at work and I was on the line because I package pasta. And I'm standing at the line and I am I'm looking at this like box of pasta and it looks like a dish that I used to eat for my free lunch all the time at the restaurant that I used to manage that I will not say the name of due to privacy reasons. And it was like a linguine caprese or something like that I had. Oh my God. It was like, I have, I have the recipe here or like what it consists of here. I will let y'all know. So it's basically sliced chicken, fresh tomatoes, garlic and basil, tossed in a garlic and oil sauce, topped with mozzarella cheese over linguine pasta. And I used to, oh my God, it's so fucking good, guys. It's so good. I used to have it for lunch all the time. So I saw something that looked similar to that on a pasta box, and I was like, well, God damn it. So I had to text the old owner of like the restaurant that is still open because the restaurant that I was managing, update, is no longer around for reasons that I cannot disclose, which that's fine. People move on and they do different things. But I had to text the owner and be like, hey, do you guys still like have this on your menu? Because if you do, I might have to make a trip up. So that's cool. But then anyways, so I'm still on the line, same day, right? 10 minutes afterward, I have another craving. A bubblegum flavored snow cone. Where the fuck did this come from? When I figured out that when I was little, keep in mind, I am like the oldest of like everybody on both sides of my family, like my mom's and my dad's side. So we would go to this roller rink near my hometown to celebrate like all of the little cousins' birthdays and whatnot. They always had a party at a roller rink. And this roller rink sold snow cones. And they had like this bubblegum flavored snow cone that I used to have when I was like 10. And it was so good. And of course, 10-year-olds, they love sugar. So I was really taking it. Excuse me. First burp of the podcast, sort of. I was really taking advantage of that, the sugar, as like a little 10-year-old, So I was thinking about that just randomly. And I was like, damn. I want that, like really bad. And then 5 minutes after that, I am like trying to put up like cases up on a case packer and I get a whiff of my perfume and it was the Fleur strawberry letter and Fleur heavy cream like duo. So I kind of smelled like a strawberry shortcake and I was just like, I want Coldstone. Don't know. I don't know. So I want Coldstone and I'm thinking about it. And then I look down at my little bump because at that point, like I was still very little at the time, or my bump was like showing, but like kind of not really at the same time. It was like that really weird in between period. And I was sitting there and I was just like, damn, baby. Like I did not know something so tiny and so significant can make me like go feral for Coldstone like this. And as soon as I did that, I just started crying on the line at work for like a couple minutes. And my supervisor comes over after I calm down a little bit. It's like 5 minutes later. And he's just like, hey. He's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, why? He's like, I see tear streaks down your face. You okay? And I was like, do you want to know the honest answer to why they're there? And he goes, I'm kind of afraid to ask, but yes. And I was just like, I was craving Coldstone so badly that I started crying for like 2 minutes. And he's just like, honey, go to break. just go to break. Just get some food in you. So I text Alex and I was like, hey, babe, can we get some Coldstone after work? And he's just like, absolutely, baby, I'll get you some Coldstone. I was like, fuck, yes. And now I'm thinking about it. I kind of want it now, but I can't be I can't be too on myself. I know that we're gonna have to get food after this for like lunchies, and I'm still trying to think about the different places that I can go. I'll probably ask Lo for some recommendations here in a little bit, but But yeah, I'm like, fuck, Coldstone sounds really good right now. You know what? That'll be my third obsession. I was going to say something else entirely, but third obsession, Coldstone ice cream. Okay, cool. You with me? Awesome. So the second one, going back to the snow cone bit, I was still just like, damn, I kind of want a snow cone. Cause like I love me some ice. I love me like a little bit of like a sweet summer treat. Why the hell not? So what did Alex and I do? We bought a fucking snow cone machine. We bought a snow cone machine, and we have like 12 different flavors. And one of them happens to be bubblegum. But there was another one in there, cotton candy. I didn't know they made a cotton candy snow cone. Turns out this shit's bussin', people. Let me tell you. Turns out that bubblegum, fuck that. That was not even the flavor. Fuck that flavor. I don't even think about her anymore. But cotton candy flavored snow cones. Dude, do not knock it until you try it. Wow. It was I'm thinking about it now. I was like, fuck. It's so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, yes, definitely for sure. So that's that. I also, actually, now that I think about it, I brought the snow cone machine to work one time. Because we were doing like a potluck kind of thing where we had like pulled pork or whatever, which was really good. But I brought a snow cone machine in because I was just like, I want to be silly and quirky. Why not? Turns out this was one of the days where the AC was not really working and they were trying to work on getting it fixed. So it was a little bit hot on the floor, not to the point where it was like unsafe to work, but it was like to the point where it was like, it was a little hot and we were all like sweaty and just kind of cranky a little bit. So I brought the snow cone machine, not even thinking that was going to happen. And there were some coworkers that got some snow cones and they actually were able to cool down a little bit and actually be able to get back and do their thing on the floor and just be able to stay cool for a lot longer. I was like, shit, I'm a hero. I'm helping people. Cool. So that's a fun little tangent. Snow cone machine for the win. Whoop, whoop. But so yeah, Coldstone ice cream, cotton candy, snow cones. That's like 2 obsessions. Okay. Third obsession. Last one, I promise. So I'm like not that big of a fan of Starbucks. I usually like to go to like small business, like small coffee shops regularly, to support them. But, you know, they keep pushing their ads out, right? Because that's just what businesses do. And I saw that they had like a limited edition, like strawberries and cream cake pop. And I was just like, what's this about? I will say, for my cravings, fucking dangerous decision. Because as soon as I tried the strawberries and cream cake pop from Starbucks, I became legitimately obsessed. Now I see ads for them and I start drooling. Literally, I caught myself one time. I was on break and I was just scrolling through my phone like, you know, anybody can do at work. And I just see an ad for strawberries and cream, like strawberry, yeah, that cake pop. And I literally just start drooling on the corner of my mouth. I'm like, oh my God, like, this is pathetic. I feel like I'm foaming. This is crazy. So I'm like, wow, I need to go get some on the way back from work. So that's been a crazy little craving too. I mean, it's not too crazy, but like I honestly find it kind of funny how feral I will go for these little fucking cake pops. And they look like strawberries too, and they're decorated. They're so cute. I will say, again, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Starbucks, like they're just really cute and they're really good. So I really can't help myself. So that's another obsession. But going into like small businesses and stuff, since I do like to support small businesses, small business of the week. It's been a hot minute since I've done one of these. Whoop, whoop. It's gotten to a point where I need to contact the rest of these businesses on the list and be like, hey, are there any updates that I could do to the script or anything like prevalent that I need to put on just to make sure that we're all good with this? I need to double check and make sure that one of them was able to. Okay, so this person did not confirm whether everything was like updated or not. So if there is information that needs to be updated, I do apologize, and I will be able to update you guys, and I'm sure Sarah will be able to do the same. But my small business of the week shout out is Lavrenti. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But the owner of Lavrenti, Sarah, is a paralegal from 8 to 5. And in the early mornings, like around 5 a.m., she's a candle maker. So she got started around 3 years ago when she got let go from both of her jobs due to the pandemic and the effects that it had on so many of us, which is a really big theme with small businesses. I feel like a lot of small businesses really boomed like during that period of COVID because they're like, well, I just got let go of my job. Like, fuck it. I'm just going to work for myself and just follow my dreams. Why the hell not? What else could we do? So this is when she decided to try to start something new and start a business. She didn't know exactly where she wanted to start. And as she was scrolling through like Pinterest one night and she saw all these beautiful sculpture candles, it just inspired her. She's like, shit, light bulb. And she started making candles of her own. That same night, she researched everything she could about types of waxes she would need, wicks, wick sizes, how to get her hands on all of her favorite scents and fragrance oils and molds. And since she's obsessed with fragrances too, fragrances? Wow, I'm 5 years old. She even like made a spreadsheet and she was like doing this for hours straight, which like, hey, dedication, girly, dedication. I'm right. I get that. And I really heavily respect that. But the next thing she knew, she had something going. She tried making her first candle a week later to try everything out, which was a trial and error process, which is very normal and very okay and very acceptable and very like, oh, that's cute. I love you. But it is very common with trying something new to have a trial and error period. But with this, she really got into it. She wanted to make custom candle molds because she only saw like limited options of what she was going for. So she took the opportunity to learn more about 3D printing and 3D modeling to make her own customized candles. And fun fact, one of her candle molds is actually of like her own body, which I was like, oh shit. You don't hear about a lot of candle makers doing that. That's fucking cool. But as of right now, she only makes custom sculpture candles, but she's working on something special that should be ready by summer or by the end of summer of 2024. So I'm sure she's released it at this point. I'm sure she has. So if you do want to see what I'm like referencing here, it's a good opportunity for you to go check her out and be able to see all of her new projects and stuff that I really have not been updated about yet. Since again, I was literally like gone off the internet for like fucking 8 months. So you can find Sarah and all Lavrenti has to offer at Instagram at Shop Lavrenti. So I'll spell that at SHOPLAVRENTI, or you could go to our website, www.shoplavrenti.com. It's spelled the same way as the username. And you will not want to miss out on her whatsoever, guys. But while you are at it, feel free to check me out. Because again, I've been gone for God knows how long, and I miss doing this with all of you. And I miss like this, you know, this is cool. It feels cool to get back into the swing of things. But my official website, if you want to check it out, is nomaternamonologue.com. Gukunju and I have been trying to update a whole bunch of stuff with the website. And again, we were just going to release a whole new model along with the photo shoot that I was planning with Loma and the new recording I was going to do with Logan all back in February, and it was good to go. And then I got a little result. So that really didn't happen. But we're trying to see how things come along. And honestly, Gukunju's like, hey, whenever you're ready, let me know. So like everything's good to go. All I need to do is just say, hey, we're ready. And he'll just hit publish and it's up. So be on the lookout for that. noeternalmonologue.com. Also check out scorpiocove.com and check out the No Eternal Monologue collaboration collection that we did. That is still up and ready and available. We have t-shirts and stickers and prints and crew neck sweatshirts, and it's all fun and dandy. So you should go check out everything over there. If you want to learn more about the origin of No Internal Monologue and my story, I also did a Disrupt Magazine interview about the show at disruptmagazine.com. The article is called No Internal Monologue is the hottest podcast you should be listening to right now. So cool. I mean, I'm not going to say that they're lying, but but feel free to check that out. Like I mentioned, I posted a bunch of stuff on my Instagram, and I've been trying to get back into that lately. And I did also provide some context with the finer than frog hair phrase that I'm trying to incorporate into the show to honor my grandfather. So that podcast Instagram is No Internal Monologue _podcast. My TikTok for the podcast is at No Internal Monologue. That's been really fun to get into as well. Again, my personal Instagram is KINDA _MORGANN. So you can see a little bit more of my personal life as I allow. Same thing with my TikTok, MORGAN _LEIGH99. My Spotify playlist for What Can Morgan Not Stop Listening To will be down below, as well as my Spotify page, Apple Podcast page. My YouTube channel is going to be in the description as well. And then also, if you've listened this far, I have a little gift for you. I have a link in the description that you can use to receive 15% off your entire order as a first-time customer at Sweary Carry Designs. So that'll be really fun. So feel free to go use that code and get 15% off your entire order as a first-time customer. Why the hell not? You deserve it, especially for hearing me yap for an hour and 41 minutes and 27 seconds. So that's all fine and dandy. I'm trying to see what else here. But yeah, that's basically like it for me for right now. I do have a lot of ideas for the future of No Internal Monologue. And of course, I really don't know where things are going to go at this point. Because again, I don't know if you caught the vibe from the entire show, but my life is a fucking whirlwind right now. So I have no idea what tomorrow is even going to look like, let alone the next like year or so. So, I'll make sure to keep you guys updated as best as I can. I do want to try to record at least one more episode before baby gets here, alongside this one. And I've been already talking to a couple of my friends, seeing if they just want to come on and do a brain dump. Cause again, like I feel like doing a brain dump would be super fun and dandy and sweet and awesome and fun. So that'll be something to really keep in mind and really watch out for as well. I do have another couple like TV and movie analysis videos that I want to do. One of them is for Peaky fucking Blinders, with Tommy Shelby and everything. I want to do that. But I also want to do one on the Breaking Bad saga, like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, El Camino. I definitely want to dive into those. I just haven't really started on the Breaking Bad one yet, but I have started on Peaky Blinders. So, that one should be coming out hopefully whenever I can soon. With the new house that I have, coming, I did make sure that I got an extra space so then I can make like a little home studio, kind of like I did with like my last like home, like town home that I rented. Like I had like a little set studio space to record visual and audio in, obviously with not as fancy gear as we have in here right now, but it's still something, you know, it's still something. I keep forgetting which camera to look in. I keep looking at the monitor down here. So like, hi, I try to look in the camera, like face on as best as I can. As I just got a little flippy do. Thank you, Logan. But I keep trying to like think about which camera I'm looking into. Oh, that's fucking cool. Okay, that's got to be a clip. That's got to be a clip. Me just trying to figure out which camera to look into. Because like now I like this dual camera angle kind of thing. This is fun. Obviously, I can't look at this one because this is for like guest number 2 if I had a different guest. But, you know, I've just been talking to myself for the last like almost 2 hours. So that's fun. It's a story of my life. But yeah, I'm now trying to get ideas for the studio. So hopefully I'll be able to get some episodes recorded by that point. It'll be a little bit easier since instead of driving to Cedar Rapids, which is a fun time. I love coming to Cedar Rapids. I love being able to be in this space. I also do want to record episodes too, where I'm just in the comfort of my home abode and see what that looks like from there. But I am getting a bunch of ideas, so that's fun and dandy. Let's see what else. I want to see if I could try to get Alex on at one point to do a podcast, because I feel like that'd be really cool to do a podcast with him. I just want to make sure that he's comfortable enough to do it before he does, because he's told me before, he's just like, you just do the podcasting thing a lot better than I can, because he's like, I'm more able to adapt to all of these like improvisational moments, and I can just talk and talk and talk and just lead conversations. But he has said himself that he really respects that about me, and he wishes that he could do that, because that's not really one of his strong suits. But if he ever does get comfortable, I want to make sure that he's in an environment where he can do it as confidently and as comfortably as possible. Same thing that I like to do with all my guests. So we'll see how many new guests that I can get on the show in the future. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think I've pretty much got it covered, I think. So yeah, cool. Thanks for hearing me talk for like God knows how long. Appreciate it, you guys. I think I am going to head and get some lunch, because I'm eating for 2 now, so gotta make sure I'm getting some food in me. And yeah, I will keep you guys updated. I'll keep posting content as frequently as I can, but I'm not going to try to pressure myself to do it every single day like I was, because I need to give myself grace. And obviously, sometimes the internet can be a really daunting and stressful thing, and we really need to make sure that we're detoxing from the internet every once in a while. So I want to be able to encourage myself to do that. So yeah. You'll see me when you see me, I guess. So, so yeah, I think that'll be it. So yeah, I'm going to go get some food, and we'll see you in the next one, besties. Toodaloo, you freaking buckaroos. Okay, now I get to use this fancy little start button. Okay, bye guys.